My name is Abi Mordin. I am a co-director with Propagate, which is an organisation that delivers sustainable local and community food projects. We're based in Dumfries and Galloway, but also in Ayrshires and Renfrewshires and Glasgow, Central Belt and Stirlingshire. So we cover quite a large area. I'm also a vegetable producer, so alongside delivering local sustainable and community food projects, I grow vegetables in my market garden, which is called Hidden Veg. My vision for food and drink in Dumfries and Galloway is lots of vegetables growing in as many different places as possible. We don't have a particularly vegetable producing region at the moment, but there are parts of Dumfries and Galloway that used to produce a lot more veg than they do now. For example, in Wigtonshire, where there are currently lots of massive mega dairies, a lot of those fields used to be used for veg production. The old railway line used to take produce from Wigtonshire to Glasgow, Edinburgh, to the markets. It doesn't do that anymore, obviously, because there is no railway line. But yeah, and with the decline of the railway line, or the removal of the railway line, the veg producing kind of stopped. So yeah, we don't produce anywhere near enough of our own produce in this region. We also need more connectivity and links between producers, more collaboration between producers that can enable access to supply chains. We need more kind of like warehousing, storage and processing facilities. So one big idea that the Galloway Food Hub are working on is a kind of warehousing space that can be for packing and distribution of local produce to local people, alongside a kind of maker space. So somewhere for people to use like a catering sort of kitchen where they can produce pickles and preserves and jams or cheese or pasta, that kind of thing. And yeah, and sort of start their micro businesses. We have this kind of idea that bigger is better. Bigger is always better. What we need is scaled up. We need big enterprises. I think we need to really celebrate the small producers. We need capital investments, for example, for market gardeners to set up polytunnels and irrigation systems so they can really establish their growing spaces. And yeah, capital investment for things like that warehouse and that maker space. That's not going to happen without that support. So more support for smaller producers, and that has to come from policy, really. It's a strategic policy, sort of government funding that's required. My advice would be to network and collaborate with as many other food producers and food businesses as possible. There's a lot of food producers out there, and a lot of people are just plugging away by themselves. You know, this is a farming region. We have a great wealth of kind of natural capital, of farmers who are trying to sort of produce food in regenerative and organic and agroecological low input systems. So by kind of linking in with things like the Regenerative Farming Network, which has a Southwest Cluster Group, and connecting with things like the Sustainable Food Partnership, which helps to influence policy and lobby and campaign for change, and by linking up with organisations like the Biosphere and like Eat South West Scotland. There's strength in collaboration, and especially for smaller producers who are just getting started out, working together is absolutely critical.